Okay, so students, let us start with our today's session. And before moving forward, let us quickly recap what we have done till now. Okay, so in this particular file, I have shared this file yesterday with you. Okay, and we have just started with the one particular thing that we are going to learn the simple linear regression. Okay, for linear regression or any kind of machine learning algorithm, first we imported the libraries. After importing the libraries, then we imported the data set. So this is the data set. Now you are perfect with the data set, from which we have just seen the data overview, how many rows, columns are there, basic kind of descriptive analysis, visualization of that descriptive analysis, and I told you like the same number of all the columns I can make the columns make the graph histogram. I can make it for all the columns, but for which column it will be meaningful, you have to find it out. You can even draw the histograms, you can even draw the box plots, you can even draw the pie charts, everything. You have to now slowly discover it. So today I'm going to give you one assignment so that you can complete it on Saturday, Sunday. Okay, tomorrow it will be no any class, tomorrow, day after tomorrow. But yes, there will be an assignment so that you can complete one small kind of project, because I do believe only on the project base of learning. So we'll try to do one project in 2 days. Tomorrow is Saturday, Sunday, so you have enough time to do. Today also night, I hope you have. So you'll do that. While doing it, if I ask you to do data visualization for basic descriptive analysis, you should not only draw the histograms. You have to search, if I am able to draw histograms, how I can draw the pie charts, how I can draw the box plot. Then for which column, which chart will be suitable. Now you can see that yeah, this chart is suitable. Okay. So for event revenue, or sorry, event name, keep this chart. Then get the value counts also. So different things you have in front of you. Based on this, what I want is, I want your insights. After descriptive analysis, you should mention here insights from basic descriptive analysis. Okay, so whatever insights you think, that insights you can do. So I will run quickly the entire program once again. All right. So in this way, we have just seen how to do the basic descriptive analysis. After doing this analysis, we have seen only the pre-processing part. We have found out how many missing values are there. We tried to fill it, and yesterday we discussed the entire class, like what should be our value with which missing value should be filled. Okay, we saw that missing value should be filled with some number, and that number was zero. Need not to be always think of your mean, mode, median. All right, so this was the concept. Let it run, and I will discuss you further. So the program is running, so we'll just wait for 1 more minute. All right, okay. So once we have run this program, now we are going to learn the further thing. For what we have understood is, after doing a basic pre-processing part. Pre-processing means what? Filling the missing values, then ensuring that we don't have any kind of missing values. Then we are now entering into the machine learning algorithms. Okay, so I'll delete the unnecessary part over here. All right, till this everyone clear? Everyone understood what are the points till now? Okay, so let us move ahead with the linear regression part, where yesterday we have seen a small definition for the regression. What do you mean by regression? Sir, it is a kind of algorithm. Okay, this is the regression is the kind of algorithm with the help of which we are going to predict some near future. Means what, sir? So today we are having revenue like 0, 0, 24, 0, 55, 0, 320. So we are having revenue values. Tomorrow, how will be my revenue? I want to predict it. Can I predict, sir? Yes, sir. We can predict to some extent. How I can predict? With the help of this algorithm called as regression. So in this, we are going to predict. Now, I have already taught you a basics of descriptive analysis. Now we are entering into predictive analysis. If we know something, how to predict the future value or the unknown data set. Okay, so tomorrow, let's say we are having some situation, what will be our revenue? Day after tomorrow, what will be revenue? In this way, I can predict for next 10 years also. Obviously, accuracy will be not so good. And that is why I'm using one word. With the help of regression analysis, I can predict the near future. Near future can be 1 day of near future, 1 week of near future, or 1 month of near future. It depends upon how much is your data set. Imagine you are having only 1 week of past data. Based on that 1 week, we can try to predict next day of data. Correct or not? Because how much we can teach to our machine? We are only having 1 week of data. We are having experience of our business only for 1 week. Okay, so we cannot expect more predictions with the good accuracy. Similarly, if we collect 1 month of data, yes, then at least 1 week of data we can predict with a decent accuracy. Similarly, if we have 6 7 month of accuracy or 6 7 month of data, with the help of that particular data, we can try to predict 2 or 3 weeks of data, or at least 1 month of data. And then if we have yearly data, 1 year of entire data, yes, then 1 month or 2 months of data can be predicted with a good accuracy. It depends again. It depends upon type of data, it depends upon complexities of the data, how you improve your code and everything. Same thing we are going to learn slowly. All right, so this is our intention. Just let me know in the chat box, is our intention clear to everyone, what we are going to do with this algorithm? Right, the intention is clear to you all, right? Now for this intention, let me tell you, for any kind of regression, what will happen is, we want to always remember that we will predict our revenue based on certain factor. Okay, based on certain factor only we can predict the revenue. Now let us again go back to our data set. So I guess our data set is stored here. My file is stored here. Okay, carefully see that in this file. Okay, in this file I have my event revenue, but based on certain different factor, I want this event revenue to be predicted. Different factor means what do you mean by factors? Sir, whatever are the column names, that are my attributes, factors or features for me. So this particular column is one of the factor or one of the feature. This is second factor or second feature, third feature, fourth feature, fifth feature. In this way, different features are there. Based on certain feature, I want to predict the revenue. Let's say for example, I'm predicting with the time, based on time. So it comes under the time series analysis. It's a little bit different topic that we are not going to cover in this particular syllabus. Okay, it takes a huge time to give that explanation, but this can be one of the factor. Based on timing, sir, if we try to predict, okay, if this is the timing, this was the revenue, then based on certain timing it was the revenue. Our algorithm will try to understand after certain interval, time interval. Okay, let's say after every 5 minutes, 5 minutes, what are the revenue, or every 30 minutes, every 15 20 minutes, or after every certain time duration, what are the revenue. So this is called as time series analysis. Usually time series analysis is try to predict your uh, you know share price of the companies in the share market or the stock market. So how many people here are aware about the share market or the stock market? Just let me know how many people are aware. Just type yes or me if you are aware about it. No ideas if you type no. Okay, Abhinaya Gurucharan is no. A bit Vinit is aware. Rudra is no. Shrisha is no. What about others? Rishabh is also no. Karishma is also no. Okay, so majority are no are there. See, I will tell you what do you mean by stock market. Have you heard about, just heard about the stock market? There are different kind of stock prices or share prices of the companies. Okay, the companies which are publicly open. Okay, so I will show it to you. Just 1 minute. In this only, if we try to, search here, share market graph. So I will show you a little bit of share market. See, in this way, something there is some share market. Okay, what do you mean by share market? So based on certain values, we have share price of every company. Let's say there is a company called as Tata. Just for example, the Tata company has some share price means what? There are, let's say, 100 stocks, 100 division of each company, 100 company of the Tata company, and each division is virtually for the sell for 100 rupees. Now what Tata will tell, see, we are having 100 stocks. Okay, those people who want to do investment, what they can do, they can purchase one stock and they can give us 100 rupees. What will happen? Tata company will use that 100 rupees for their purpose. If the company grows, your 100 rupees will also grow according to a proportion. Rudra has invested 100, so he, if the company gets profit of 100 rupees, so everyone will get 1 rupees of profit. Why? Because 100 different divisions were there. Similarly, if there are there is a profit of 200 rupees, everyone should get 2 rupees. But Prince has purchased two stocks. Okay, so he will get accordingly the proportionate profit. So for predicting this particular value also, many people can try to use the time series analysis. Based on the time series analysis, you can at least try to predict what will be the share price of a company tomorrow. Okay, based on that, you can decide whether to invest in a company or not. I hope you have heard about something related to at least mutual funds or equity funds. Okay, mutual funds at least, or anything related to financial investment. If you invest 100 rupees, so how money grows. Okay, someone will use that money, and based on timing, after 1 day, 2 days, 1 week, 1 month, what will be the price of that particular invested amount? You want to predict it. So that comes under the time series analysis. Now, sir, we don't want to get that much complexity. First, I need to tell you about all the prerequisite, then we will enter into time series analysis. But no, this is not a right class to enter. Then what, sir? So there are event name. Based on event name also we can go ahead. So there are four different categories. In above only we have seen there are four different categories, sir. And based on four different categories, we saw that some people have added the address, some people have done the first wallet recharge, some people have purchased their first subscription, and first there are few people who have done the first top up. What are these values, how to do, or what is physical importance? Don't worry about that. But at least we have four categories based on which we can predict if the address is added, what should be the value. Address is added, what should be the revenue? Zero always. Correct or not? If there is no any address addition, okay, all right. If there is no any address addition, then what should be the revenue? Correct or not? But currently also this also analysis I will keep it for, let's say, classification algorithm. I will teach you that how we can predict the revenue values based on certain group. Okay, so it will in the classification. Now I want a simple column. I want a simple column based on which there should be some prediction. What I will do is I will quickly open. I will not start with the complexities. So I will quickly open the file. Just 1 minute in my Excel. Okay, I'm opening my file in the Excel itself, and I'm adding a column of a serial number. Okay, so based on serial number, we are first trying to do the regression, and slowly, based on other factors, we will try to do regression. So the file is opening. Just 1 minute. I'll open the file. I'm creating another column. So I have opened the file in my Excel. It's not visible to you, I know. What trying to do is I'm just adding a serial number column here in the first. I can add it from Python also directly, but I want in my original data set so I can share it to you also. Okay. By the way, we can add it through our Python itself. We can save it, overwrite it, everything. Okay, so in the companies, if you are doing it, you should always do it from the Python only. But just to make the task simpler, what I'm doing is I'm editing it in the Excel itself. I will give it to you so that you can also practice from that. This will be our starting. Based on serial number, we will start to predict. Then slowly we will try to use other features. I will show you accuracies. Based on serial number, we will get some accuracy that will be not so good. And then we will make the conclusion. Serial number doesn't decide what will be our revenue. Then what should be the decision? It can be cities also. let's say from Bangalore I'm getting some, there can be combination of two different features. Okay, so combinations of feature or individual features need to be targeted. This should be decided only when we are clear with the basics. So let us study only one particular basic feature, that is called a serial number. Okay, so just 1 minute. All right, coming back to this, now I have edited that in the data set. So if I read my data set, you can see the serial number column is there. Okay, in my data set the serial number column has been added. Okay, yeah, Gurucharan, I'm going to teach you that part also, because we are going to do everything in the Python. Okay, just let me finish with this. At the end I will teach you how to add with the columns with the uh, data frames. So basically you should be aware about only the data frames. You can add 2 columns, 3 columns, 4 columns, you can add the rows, you can add anything. Okay, so I've added the serial number column. Based on serial number column we are going to do the basic analysis. Okay, so here is my serial number column. Now what I'm going to do is, from this particular serial number column I want, means from this table I want this particular column to be extracted and event name. So how I will extract? Yesterday I taught you with the help of ilog function all the rows I want, but which column I want right now? I want column number 0, because indexing starts with 0. And I want column number this. What is the column number? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 is there. So here is my ready, the data set is ready. So here I will name it as, let's say, data 1 equals to this particular thing. So data 1 is my original data set. Now what I'm going to do is, I told you, so sorry, event name I don't want. I want, mm, I want event revenue. Which, what is the event revenue? Column 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's 7. Okay, you understood? Here I am getting event name. I don't want event name, I want event revenue to be there. Okay, so see here event revenue is there, but missing values and everything are there, so we will not use the file from here. I will use the file from after pre-processing. So we have done some pre-processing, correct? So from that pre-processing only we will use the file. So 1 minute, just this part is running. So okay, so I will not use it from this. And in my data set I have filled my all the missing values, but I have overwritten over here. Have you seen what mistake I have done? If I overwrite any kind of thing, now I cannot use that. Now data set is my variable in which I have filled all my missing values, but in my data set only few values are stored. Data set, see, only the event revenue column is stored in my data set. Okay, why? Because here I have given that instruction, only that column. So what I can do is here, instead of that, I can give from file, I want to take 0, comma 7, and then this, and then this. Okay, so here is my, now data set is ready. So now this is the variable, data set is my variable. Whatever yesterday we have done, same thing I have done, just I have used the data set variable. Okay, for my further analysis in this data set, now I don't have any kind of missing values. Okay, because same thing I was doing here, I have filled my missing values in the data set with 0. Okay, there are no any missing values. Now what I'm going to do is, I am going to divide my data set into variables. Okay, what are the variables? There are two different kind of variable. One is independent variable and second is dependent variable. I was asking you event revenue. Sir, event revenue should be predicted based on something. Okay, first we have started with the serial number, sir. We don't have to use our brains first based on serial number. So event revenue is dependent on serial number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and we will try to find some pattern. Is there any pattern after which revenue can be predicted? So who is dependent and who is independent variable? Event revenue is dependent. On whom it is dependent? On serial number. Based on serial number, based on rows, my event revenue is there currently. So what I will do is I will store my serial number in X variable. So from my data set, how I am going to store? So dataset dot iloc. Okay, I will not directly store, I will show you how I am doing all this thing. This is my data set. From this data set I want only column number 1. So iloc. Okay, I want all the rows and column number should be 1. Okay, in this way, but I want to store this in the X variable. Okay, so in this way I will store it. If I type it values, if I type values in front of this, now I will show you, I will get an array format. So this is my independent variable. Now currently this analysis is not that meaningful because we cannot predict the revenue based on serial number. But when we try with this, then you will understand slowly when I make the features more complex. Okay, try to understand with this first. So independent variable is X. Now same thing, if this is my independent variable, this is my dependent. This is my target variable. So I am defining Y variable with the help of dataset dot iloc. I want all the rows, but which column I want? 0 and 1. So first column I want 1. Okay. So my Y, it is stored. Now from this Y also, what I want is, I want it in the array format. So my Y is also in the array format. Why in the array format? Because if you want to do any mathematical calculation, uh, I need to multiply the matrix or I need to add the matrix. For that purpose, I will prefer always my data set should be in the array format. Need not to be always in the table format. Okay. Previously, my data was in the table format. I've converted into the array format. Till this, everyone is clear, or anyone having any doubt? Let us first clear that doubts. Let me know. Let me know, everyone. Can we use without values, sir? Without values, you can use Guru Charan. I will show you. First, I will write down all the regression algorithm here in front of you. I will remove the values. Then it will give you some error. Okay. Then what error is there? How to solve it? I will show you. Okay. So without any values, I will show you too. That's a good doubt. Means if you are curious, don't use that value and then. So values are divided. Now there is a library. Okay. What is that library? We have to import one new library for machine learning. All the algorithms we will import from this particular library. Import sklearn. So this library will be used for many machine learning algorithms. Okay, for many of the machine learning algorithms, we will use this library. So we have to always import this. If you are not able to import now, after importing, if it is showing error, means what? This is not a predefined library. You need to install it first. How to install? So you can directly search it on internet also. So it will give you the latest installation function. Okay, so pip install sklearn. Okay, and then you will run this particular thing. If you think that you are still getting error, just type here install sklearn in Python, and then this is their official site based on which they will give you how to install it. Okay, so you can see that sometimes you have to directly type pip install. Okay, this entire thing skk learn or only sklearn. It depends upon version to version of Python also. It depends upon your what kind of Windows or iOS you are working. All right. So this is the library I'm again showing you here. Directly copy option they will give. All the libraries which we will work, they will be not pre-installed. For deep learning, we need TensorFlow. So TensorFlow is a library which is not pre-installed like Pandas. So you need to first install it and then you need to import it. So after installation, you just have to run. Currently, I don't want to install, so I'm not executing that. I have already installed it. Then I am importing it. All right. So those who are doing it with me, can you tell about independent dependent variable more? Okay. All right. See, what is happening here, Ramya, is first of all, I have my data set, entire data set, from which my target is, my intention is to predict the revenue. So my target variable is fixed. What do you mean by target variable? So for which we are doing entire analysis. That is my target variable. That will be always dependent. Target variable is always dependent. It is dependent on someone. Okay, it should be clear to you. So on which it should be dependent. We cannot directly, predict revenue randomly. Okay, we cannot predict it. Some factor should be there, na? On x-axis, y-axis also. If we are considering revenue based on serial number, based on timing, based on cities, based on languages, based on something, based on something, our revenue will be happening. Correct or not? Right? So that another factor are called as independent factors. So if I am taking here serial number as my one of the variable, so it will be considered as independent. Why? Because to define serial numbers, I don't want anyone's permission. Serial number is not dependent on anyone. It is directly defined 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 13,000. So that will be always my independent variable. I stored it in X. Okay, you want different variable X, Y, Z, U, V, W, whatever you define, but remember it is independent variable. And same thing, Y is my dependent. Okay, now clear everyone. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to import my linear regression algorithm. Okay, from sklearn. Okay, first of all we need to now actually do the training and testing of the data, but I will show you how to do that training and testing first. It is not necessary. So Guru Charan is asking, sir, but dependent variable may not be only dependent on only one, there might be many, how to proceed with them? Yes, so that's what I'm telling you, Guru Charan. See, slowly, first we will go ahead with the one feature. Then I will tell you this is the entire program that we have to run. Only in that program we have to change the variable. Instead of serial number, take the city. Instead of city, take the different, or take the combination of two, three. Correct or not? So let's learn it for simple and let's change that. Is it okay? Got it? Yes. Any other doubts? Anyone? Okay. Now what I'm going to do is from sklearn library, I want a sub library, library called as model selection. I will explain you what is this model selection. And here I want train, test, split function. Train, test, and split function. From sklearn model selection, import trend split. Okay, so this is my function. Train, test, and split. This is my function. From this library, there is a sub library. Okay, sir, what are you are trying to do this? Carefully listen my example now. What we are going to do. Just imagine, I want to teach you some machine learning algorithm, or I want to teach you anything. Let's say first off, I want to teach Prince how to do mathematics. So I'm teaching Prince. This is addition. So I taught to Prince like 10 example. 2 plus 2 is 4. 4 plus 4, 5 plus 5, 10 plus 10. I am teaching to Prince. He said, okay, sir. In the classroom, I have given the 10 different example. I have given the question. I have given the answer. I've explained also how to do that. So Prince is first time learning the addition. Within 10 examples, is it good for Prince to understand the addition? You will say, no, sir. Even when we learned our addition, subtraction, multiplication, we were not so perfect when we learned. Correct or not? Then what we need is we need more training. Correct or not? And then we need some exam. Correct? I have given 10 examples to Prince, question answer, question answer. Then I will ask Prince to appear for a small test. in which I will ask 38 plus 96 randomly, which is not taught in class. Prince will be confused, but at least he will answer something. His answer is correct, wrong, I will decide it later. Based on his answer, I will give some accuracy. Out of 10 question, he has answered 4 question correct, 6 question wrong, 40% accuracy. Then I got to know, okay, so Prince is not so good with addition of two digit algorithm or two digit numbers. I'm teaching him again test, again teaching, again test, again teaching, again test. Means what? I'm training Prince, then I'm taking a test. Same thing we are going to do with the machine. In our Python compiler, we are going to train our model. Means what, sir? We are going to show our data set. Where is our data set? In X and Y. Okay, in X and Y. We are going to teach our machines, if serial number is 1, 0 is the revenue. Serial number is 2, 0 is the revenue. Serial number is 3, something is the revenue. I am going to teach. That is called as training. Only training. We are going to only train. But same thing we want test also, na? Correct or not? We want to test also whether our algorithm, whether the machine is learning correct or not. How I will test? For testing also, I should first of all know my correct answers. So see, if I'm asking Prince what is 39 plus 58, but if I don't know answer, how I will check? How I will judge to Prince whether he is correct or not? So what am going to do is, I am going to divide my entire data set in two different part. One will be training data and second will be test data. From my entire data set, 80% of data will be used for training. Who's training? Machine's training. I will give that 80% of from my entire data to machine, and I will ask machine to learn whatever you want to learn, find out the patterns. If this is the serial number, what is the revenue? Serial number, revenue, serial number, revenue. Okay, 80% data you take it and learn. 20% data you don't see it. Okay, 20% data I have not given it to my machine. I kept it for my testing purpose. Okay, what to do with the testing, how to do with the testing, let us see slowly, but at least let us first divide. Okay, let us divide our entire data into two part, training and test. So I have two variable, X and Y. There should be training data of X, test data of X, training data of Y, test data of Y. So here I am mentioning new variable, X train comma X test comma Y train comma y test. These are nothing but the variables. Okay, based on this variable, I'm going to define what should be in that variable. I'm going to use this function. Okay, this is actually a function which I have imported. I'm going to give the instruction to my Python compiler. You have to divide. What you have to divide? X and Y. You have to divide two variables into four different variable. But how you have to divide? Test size. Test size equal to 0.2. 0.2 means 20%, sir. 0.2 means 20%. If I give this, then you can see X train. What is there in X train? So same array is there, but now 20% is in the test data. So where is my test? Here is my test. So if we see length of the X train, it will give you 10,641. And here also, if you check the length, so it is giving me 2661. How much was my total length of X? How many total number of values are there in X? See, 1300 302. Okay, now if I show you, this is my length. Okay, length I have storing it in, let's say, a variable. Are you guys understanding? Means, am I going very slow? You understood this thing, or should I explain? See, length of X, there are total number of this many rows in my X variable. From this, if I multiply and calculate only 20%, so 20% of my entire number of rows is 2660. So same thing, approximately taken as 2661. So test data we are defining, it should be taken as 20%. Automatically, remaining entire data will be my training data set. This is what I am shown here. Just let me know, because many people usually get confused here. Is it clear? Because algorithms are nothing. We are going to use this particular steps in each and every algorithm. Simple linear, multilinear, polynomial functions, or any other algorithms. We are going to use same kind of splitting of the data into train and test. Okay, how many people have doubt here? Should I repeat or anything? You can ask anything, but be quick. You want to get a quick recap or what? You got it? See, what I have done is, so there was my x and y variable. From that x and y variable, each variable I have divided into two parts. Training of that x, test of that x. Training of y, test data of y. This much only I have done, nothing else. And for what I have, for why I am doing this? So to teach our machine, we are dividing it into training data and test data. That much only. Then now, now we are actually starting our linear regression from sklearn dot linear model. So linear model import linear regression. You have to write L and R capital always. Okay, this is what is the syntax. In this way only you have to write down L capital R capital. Now what I have imported, this is my linear regression function. Okay, how we have stored other variables in small variable, all my libraries in small. What I will do is, instead of always writing linear regression, I will store it in small variable called as LR. Okay, in LR I'm storing my linear regression function. Now I have split my data set. Now how you have to train the data, I'm showing you. LR dot fit function. In this fit function you have to give the training data x train. Okay, x train means what are there, sir? Serial numbers. Whatever serial numbers are there in x train, for that serial numbers there are certain revenue in y train. So I'm giving it to machine, and this particular machine will try to give me, this particular machine will try to give me the what we can say, algorithm, or they can give me a kind of, you know, prediction, means only pattern detection. They will try to predict the pattern what is happening with them. Carefully see that we are getting error of expected 2D array. Okay, they are asking me two different kind of arrays of same dimensions. 2D arrays cannot be uh, taken for the multiplication. Means what is there? See, where is my x variable? See, how many people are here from a little with mathematical background? Just let me know. Fit is used for training. Here actually your model is trained. Fit is the function with the help of which the model is trained. In that line, fit model will give you the training of the data set. That's it. Okay. So if you are from mathematical background a little bit, you might be aware if we are having matrices. Okay. So if we are having matrix, I will show you matrix multiplication. Okay, for matrix multiplication, carefully see this diagram. If one diagram or one matrix is of 2 by 3, another should be 3 by 2. Correct or not? Means one is in the vertical, horizontal format, other should be in the vertical format. So this is in the 1D format, this can be in the 2D format. Both the matrix cannot be in the vertical format. They cannot be done the multiplication. Means if there is 3 by 3 and then 3 by 3, it can be multiplied. But if it is 2 by 3, it should be starting with 3 only. I should get the 3 number of rows here. Columns can be any number, but 3 should be here. Okay, this comes under the matrix multiplication. If you don't know that much mathematics, so this is not the correct time then to learn the mathematics. But just remember, those who are from non-technical background, what we are going to do is we just are going to reshape it. Okay, now what I have done is I have transformed my x into a different array. Okay, this is my vertical array, and now this is my horizontal array. Now this will be good for me to, you know, do the mathematical calculation. So I will again do the splitting of that, but now this time I will split according to capital X. Okay, so I need not have to change that. Okay, and in this way, so this is the line, only this is the line in which model is trained. So we were talking about linear regression. In a single line, our model is ready to use. In this way, our model is trained now. Okay, within a fraction of second, within 2 3 seconds only, automatically model has been executed and model is ready to predict now. Okay, now I am going to predict. Let's say lr dot predict. I want to predict. Okay, so predict is the function based on which I am going to predict certain values. I'm going to predict first of all whatever values are there for the X test. Just carefully see what I'm talking about. See, this was my original data set. What I've done is I've first divided entire data into two parts. Vertically, I've divided. Left hand side, I called it as X variable. Right hand side, I call it as Y variable. Then suddenly I told you, let us divide it horizontally also. All above part, 80% of above part, let is called as training data. Below part, below 20% part, let us call it as test data. So if 1 is the serial number, 0 is the revenue, 2 0, 3 24. This comes under training. This comes under training, and that training has been completed in this line with the help of fit function. Now I want to test. So in the test, in the examination, teacher will give you only questions, not the answer. Similarly, I'm going to ask the predictions of X test. I will not give them answer. So prediction of serial number this, what is the prediction? What is the prediction? I have my actual values, but I will not give it to my Python compiler. I will just try to see what will be the predictions by my Python compiler. So these are the predictions, but where are the actual values for this data set stored? Actual values are, sir, in the Y test. Just 1 minute. Y test. So here are my actual values. So this is my prediction. These are my actual values. Now you can see prediction is telling 209 should be value, but actual value is 0. Second value should be, prediction is telling 213. Actual value is 85. Yes, sir. Now we got the predictions as well as the actual values. Accuracy is too much low. Accuracy is too much low. But yes, sir, we actually got how to use the linear regression data set. Everyone got this? Now how to check the accuracy and how to improve the accuracy, slowly we will see. Okay, just now I was talking to, I guess, Prince and Guru Charan before the classes, and they called me. I told them, like, in the company, when you get any kind of job or internship, if you're working for someone, no one will tell you, okay, what kind of algorithm to be applied, what columns need to be taken. No one will tell you because they only don't know. Even they have to discover it by trial and experiment. Same thing you have to do. If you don't know anything, start with the linear regression, start with the serial number blindly, and then you will understand, yes, sir, how much blunder we are getting. Our actual value was 0 and it is predicting 209. How much low accuracy it is giving? Very much low. Then we have made a conclusion, we cannot use this particular feature for our predictions. We cannot use it for the predictions. That's it. So how to input the user? Okay, so let's say, for example, I want to predict it by my own. Let's say I have my unknown data set. What I will do is I will give my own numbers. So let's say I'm giving serial number as 1500. Okay, so it will give me simply the prediction over here in this way. So this is my prediction for this value. If I increase the value, this will be my prediction. So in this way, you can give my your own number also further. Got it? So in this way, Gurucharan, you can give the input. Okay. Yeah, accuracy only. How to improve it? We are going to learn it tomorrow. The how to improve it. First of all, there should be always check of your variable. Now I have selected X variable as my serial number. Sir, first of all, we will see that serial number, sir. Is it going to help us to predict the revenue? No. We have seen that accuracy is very small. No, sir. Okay, now next thing, there is something called as attribute touch type, sir. Based on this attribute touch type, is it going to help us? we have to check that. First we have to convert the string values into numbers. Okay, wherever click is written, I need to replace with 1. Okay, something else is written, I need to replace with 2, 3, 4, or something like that. Basically I want to convert this particular column which are consisting of text value into the serial number, in the number value. Okay, in any kind of number value, just the number value. Once I convert it into number value, it comes under normal analysis. So then I will perform my original normal data analysis part. If you want to analyze text, it comes under the text analytics. That is not our current intention. Okay, so for next part means what we have to do it tomorrow, we have to decide which column will be helpful for us to predict the revenue. Is it this column or timing column or any other column? Okay, we need to decide it. And then if the column is in the time format, then also we cannot predict. We need to first convert time into time intervals. Okay, how much time intervals are between this and this, what are the gaps? Or if columns are into text format, address, I will replace all address, add this variable into one. I will name this as 2. Subscription, wherever subscription is written, I will replace it with 2. So in this way we have to change the columns of testing. So can we use test train validate split so that it can validate of the test part? I didn't got your question. Sir, can we use test train validate split? Means what? You can unmute yourself, Gurucharan, or you can elaborate a little bit more. Huh? Actually, you're talking about that. Yes, yes, we can do that. But currently, Gurucharan, try to understand that is not my uh, current concern only. You can do what Gurucharan is telling. I got your Gurucharan. What you can do is you can improve this. Okay. See, Gurucharan is trying to say, sir, instead of giving 20% to test data, vary that. Teach more to our Python compiler. How to teach more? Training data side, we can improve it. Test data size, we can reduce it. So that is one of the way. But our main intention is, our main question is, sir, based on serial number, can we predict our revenue? It is not, sir. Never I have heard based on serial numbers how anyone can predict the revenue. Just imagine. So that is my concern. So first I will improve my variable. Just imagine, based on cities or based on let's say event name or based on any other factor, I will first try to predict. Then I will check the accuracy, and then whatever Guruchan you are telling, that also we can do. But that is whenever we are sure, okay sir, based on one particular factor, we can predict the revenue. That factor we have to find. Which factor will be effective for us? Factor means the column, factor, feature, anything you call it. Got it, Gurucharan? Hmm. So I think we have to split both X and Y in meaningful data by which we can predict. And then got your prince. We have to split. So we have already split X and Y in the meaningful data only. So X is also meaningful. Serial number will also help you sometimes to find the patterns. Here it is not helping. Y is already meaningful. Y is our target variable. So it's always meaningful. Only the thing is, now we have to decide a perfect X for us. Okay, what should be that X? We need to try it for each and everything. So now we can predict based on our attribute touch type also. We'll get some accuracy. Based on time also we can get. Based on event name also we can get. Based on combination of this also we can get. So we have to check slowly that based on single factor, what are the accuracy? Based on multiple factor, what are the accuracy? All right, got it?